What is that spawn? We have what may be the two best civs on wetlands in the grand finals between Mayan Sanity's Anatan on the French in the blue and B of the 3D clan on the Japanese in the orange. What a series this has already been after one game, man. This map is wild. Marine Lord is already molding. Wasn't there like a tournament game you had where it like ruined you? I can't remember. I think Wetlands is in theory a good idea. It just has terrible balancing. We have already had one game in this tournament where one player only got a single deer stack. But the idea is kind of cool with the berries and the fishing everywhere. I like the fact that the idea that you have to play onto the map, but I think Japan is kind of broken here. And you're seeing why right there. Why build a mill to come out and make this play when you can just build your house and drop off at it? Another crazy thing is how they follow this up, right? After they build these houses and they get into Tawara, they can then also start gathering from the berries that spawn near these ponds. This is what makes Japan so good. And what I like about Anatan's reaction is he's not going to fall for the trap that an Abbasid or Ayyubid pick would. Abbasids and Ayyubids tend to build docks so that they can get quick fishing online, but that gets counterplayed by mass shinobis from the Japanese. Mass shinobiing up against French knights is kind of a big no-no, so B's probably going to have to play a more classic Kura storehouse here, which should give Anatan an option to sneak trade while threatening knights. That is a corner trade post. That is a lot of tree lines protecting potential trade. And we've already seen how Anatan has suffered at the hands of Louis MT's late-game French trade here. So, by the way, I just want to confirm a Marine Lord, because I've got Red Bull and Speed Dial. You want this map in the Grand Finals, right, buddy? And thank you very much, Widderprust, I think that is. Thank you for sub. Welcome to Spawn, buddy. So, yeah, I'm going to do what I can. I've got you covered, Marine Lord. I want to make sure you get what you want. So, I'll phone my guy at Red Bull. We'll see about getting Wetlands added to the roster. The sad part is he'd probably be up for it. This is the guy who actually wanted mountain clearing in one of his series on LAN. And it is going to be Coca Township. People don't just play Shinobi to block the docks, which is effective, right? Because they can't get archerships out, but also to burn down docks. Shinobi are really effective DPS tools now in Age 2 because of the buff they recently received. 3 seconds quicker to produce, but now they only cost 100 resources. They used to cost 120. That's a humongous discount for a unit that has 80 HP, heals over time, and does 25 damage to melee, 20 damage to everything else. Shinobi are insane. B's going to do Mass Shinobi. He's not the first one, man. Funnily enough, some people have been doing this on the live server. It's really effective. I think the buffs around Daimyo gives you a powerful tool as well because you can play into Mass Horseman, Mass Shinobi. Because Shinobi's counter is meant to be archers. You can't build archers. In this matchup, you're more likely to see Spearman plus Shinobi. I think that can work, because the kind of crazy thing here, guys, is the Daimyo. Funnily enough, Shinobi get buffed by Bannerman, believe it or not. Which means a 20 damage unit in the Feudal Age can get 15% more damage. We'll see. Yumi doesn't make much sense. Spearman is the most likely just because you're up against the Knights. And by the way, it is a Knight build. We're not getting trade at all. I feel like this favors Anno because of that detail. If this had been trade, I think Japan wins that by playing like Horseman Shinobi. But the scary thing here is the Knight timing and how quickly they scale. It doesn't perfectly mirror the Shinobi spam. It takes an extra 9 seconds. But the value of one Knight versus one Shinobi is not even close. The only way a Shinobi would feel like they could win that is if they're defending, so they could retreat to safety and heal. But in the mid-map, ninjas will just get ran down. So, Vision coming in. I think what B wanted to do here was assassinate on the ponds, because France will lean heavily into these ponds due to the fact that they get cheap mills. So they are obligated to kind of play out. And it's a civ in general that plays aggressive on their eco-gathering because they have knights. The logic is meant to be, I have a knight, why would you even try to compete with me? But B's going to try. So I reckon this is feigned aggression, like 5 Shinobi and then a tech choice. Sheep count is 11, not too bad. Only 7 on the other side. He hasn't got any safe ponds snuck behind. And the wall can't go up. That's crafty. B is going to be going into the stables, though. Maybe just the Uma Bannerman and nothing else? I mean, if it is, he's nowhere near ready, right? He's only got 100 stones so far. And he's only gathering about 10 to 15 a minute. So this has to be Horseman. This is kind of a weird build now, guys. If Anatan just builds Raw Knights, he should win. There's a micro element to it, and what I mean by that is like B can peel the Shinobi back so that Horsemen absorb the attacks when they get low, and then the Shinobi just come in and stab, 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 stab. So it's all about like trying to outmaneuver with Shunshin. The other scary thing is if B gets enough Horsemen and Anatan splits up his Knights, you can frontline Horsemen and Shinobi can Shunshin past the Knight to body block them. And then you just fish for Knights, basically. It's kind of wild. And yes, apologies. Thank you for highlighting that. Score is reversed. Let me flip that. Is Anatan currently with the lead? First Knight's in. Wolves are ambitious from B. And a lot of info given over, right? Anatan, I think he glimpsed the stables, so he knows what's coming next, which means he's not going to get baited into archers. You can tell by the amount of people he's got in gold. 9 people right now. So what's the out for B? If you build enough Horsemen with the Bannerman aura, it can make a difference. The count has to be so high for that to be justified, though. Shinobi. That's huge. Shunshin in, gets another one. What a strike. B finds the deer workers and assassinates them. Well, Knights are now going to react, but 2 of those guys still have Shunshin, so you can split and run and hide in the trees here. What a move out of B there. And that's cool, because that completely offsets the French advantage they've built over 7 minutes from their quickly producing TC. Not ideal now, though. That was a bit of a mess. Focus fires the wrong Knight. Waste time running around. That's 3 Shinobi down. Only 1 heavily injured Knight. So B's idea is clearly to eventually get into Uma, right? He's adding spears now. So was this all intentional to kind of create a false sense of security for Anatan? Make him build Knights, more Knights, more Knights, and more Knights? Until you have the ultimate counterplay into spears. I kind of like the idea. Like, you've shown Horsemen as well, so it's going to make Anatan feel very confident about Knights. Where this gets really impactful is if you get the Uma Bannerman. Oh, sorry, the Katana Bannerman, rather. Because your ninjas as well as your spears will both get buffed by that. Keep in mind, B can still fish for more, by the way. Second wave on the way. I want you to really be cognizant of the fact this is almost the same cost as a Knight. It's 300 resources compared to 240. But the kill potential is higher. Because if you're not looking and they creep just close, the Shunshin gets them in. High-level players will see a Knight, glimpse it, move away quick enough. If you glance these guys too late, they're already too close. Check this. Anatan. Ooh, he's waiting. But this is sick. B, he's going to Shunshin over the back tree line, right? No, he's just going to dive. Okay. He doesn't know about this. That's so unfortunate. That would have been an easy entry. But the Knights don't react, guys. The Knights don't react if you disguise. He's in. It's kick time. It's shift time. The villagers. Oh, that's going to be 2 more down. Shunshin in. He looks for another. Unfortunately, he gets in his own way. However, he snipes a Knight. And gets another one, what, to half HP here. So a worthwhile exchange again for B. And also, this is keeping more of Anatan's army at home. He's not now counter-raiding. Behind this, B is prepping mass horsemen. Anatan has taken the bait and finally reacted archers at the worst possible time. So, to clarify for the whole disguise thing, folks, you don't get reacted to unless they click on you. The other thing to keep in mind is that scouts will reveal disguise, outposts reveal disguises, and the primary TC, I think actually secondaries might as well reveal disguises. So it's not an uncounterable strategy. In fact, there aren't many games on record where Spy has made that drastic of a difference. It can, if your opponent is not paying attention, doesn't know what to look for. Horseman grab, though. Check this. What a dive. So busy looking for fake villagers. Should be more worried about the real ones. The horsemen move in, and there's no reaction out of Anatan here. B now has a firm lead and an immediate GG out. Japan strikes back, and B is on the board.